Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, TV watchers all over the world, it is Aussieverse and we are back, baby. I am OmniBeau and today I'm joined by Troy. I did just change your name to Troy, by the way. I hope that's cool with you. Probably should have asked you that.
The mystery's broken.
Probably should have asked you that before going live.
All good. All good.
I apologise. Now, today, well, first of all, actually, we are sponsored by Comic Book Aroo, a word from them just a little bit later. But today, Troy, is an episode that I'm actually really excited to talk about because I recently did the best movies of the year, according to me. And the TV shows, I'm surprised to look back on them and say that these actually mean more to me. I feel more for all of these than all of the movies that I talked about.
Yeah, definitely, mate. I've been like that myself for quite some time. It's that thing, you feel like you're growing with the characters. It's not just you're in there for a couple of hours and you're done. You're invested. You want to see how they progress. So, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, well, you're 100% right. But it's also, I think, because, you would understand growing up, right? TV shows, when it comes to the budgets and what they could do with TV shows, it was always the second class citizen of Hollywood, right? The movies were always the biggest thing. And that has changed in the last couple of years. And when I look back at the TV shows that I'm going to mention, I'm not the sort of guy that can get into, cinematography and all the nitty gritty of things, but you can just see the budgets are not only sometimes as large as movies, but the quality that goes into TV shows now, man, is just insane. It's so freaking amazing, these TV shows these days.
Mate, one thing that always sticks in my head is I grew up watching Entourage. Don't judge me on that. Like, I just, I like the show.
No, I liked Entourage. I did.
Oh, okay, cool. One line that always stood with me, there was an agent in the show, and they go, "It's not TV. It's TV with Frank Darabont, like the Walking Dead guy." But then that was with HBO. Like, HBO redefined television. They higher budgets, bigger staff, and then just a few years back, sort of before the Game of Thrones sort of hit, TV just went ballistic. You got all the big names coming across and the big directors, and it just changed the game completely. And I'm all for it. I'm here for it.
For the first few years this was happening, probably, like, I don't actually know, man. Like, I'm just going to say 5 years ago. It could have been 10, it could have been 15. But when big budget actors, like I'm talking your celebrities, started doing TV, it was a shocker, right? Where now everybody's doing it, and it's just I'm just baffled by, not baffled, that's not the right word. I'm just so impressed with the quality of TV we get now. Where I'm going to go out and say the TV shows that I'm going to list tonight are 10 times better quality and better viewing than any of the movies that I've probably listed in the best movies of the last video.
Wow, that's a big call. I haven't seen the list, but I'm excited to see it now.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I might not be 100% accurate, but, that's the way I feel right now. I'm sorry, I'm judging. Well,
that's the way it should be.
Christina.
100%. I'll judge in 9 Ways to Sunday, mate. But that's what it should do. I found that, with the rise of your streaming services, and they sort of changed the format to just give you a big dump now, whereas the whole series were coming out in the first day and everyone was binging a whole series in 1 or 2 days.
Yeah.
And now I see that they've reverted back to the weekly or bi-monthly releases. And it's just brought that nostalgia of the cliffhangers, and you're on edge waiting for the next episode. And then you question your whole life because they stuff up Game of Thrones. And it ruins TV for 15 years, but we won't talk about that.
It's so funny, man, because again, going back to our age bracket, we're used to waiting for the next episode. But
Mhm.
when Netflix was new to Australia, which still feels recent to me, getting all of your seasons in one go was a real privilege and a real
Mhm.
like right. Where now I've gotten used to that. Where when I'm waiting a week, I bloody hate it. I hate
Oh
it.
yeah, I do as well to a degree because we're
Yeah,
so
but
busy these days. Yep, sorry, you say?
I was just going to say, but I get so invested as well that when it gets over so quickly, I'm depressed because it's
Oh
over.
yeah, definitely. Oh, 100%.
So I can't win.
And that's the thing. The first thing, as you said, going back to what with that was Netflix Marvel. You know, your Jessica Jones and your Luke Cages when they used to come out and they drop everything in one hit. And being, we're
Yeah.
all comic heads. We didn't we called in sick the next day at work, or we just went to work on zero sleep. And then you'd
Yeah.
think back and you go, I don't actually remember what happened because I just binge watched everything and I kind of forgot half of it.
Yeah. That is true. I've had to rewatch a few things before because of exactly that. Um, we do want to hear all of your opinions on the best shows today. Like, for example, when I put the post out on Facebook today, James, our good friend of Aussieverse, had put out 2 or 3 TV shows in his list of the best TV shows of 2025. And one of them I'd heard of, and 2 of them I hadn't heard of. So I'm very excited to now watch those. So any that you feel, let us know, and especially our four lifers. These are good segue. Our people that do pay just $1 or $2 each and every month just to get a little bit of perks. It helps us with the StreamYard and a few of the financial things for Aussieverse, and we so appreciate it. Thank you, each and every single person that is on this list. If you want to support Aussieverse but don't want to spend a dime, then the best way to do that is just by subscribing to the channel and liking the videos and sharing them. Now, let's get into it, Troy, shall we?
Let's go.
Have you got your own list or are you just piggybacking? What are you doing?
I'm going to piggyback, mate, because my list would literally be The Office and the 10,000 times I've watched it in the last year.
Actually, you know what,
So we
man?
won't talk about that one.
No, you know what? You've just reminded me The Office. So this year, okay, so I
Oh,
don't know if it was this.
Not the Aussie one. Let me just preface all of that. I will not watch the Australian Office.
No, but have you heard of The Paper?
Yeah, I did hear about that. Yeah.
We watched it and we liked it.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to lie, man. There's an Italian actress in that show that I first saw from White Lotus. Have you heard of that show, White Lotus?
Yeah, definitely. I haven't seen it. I've got it teed up. So what I'm going to do, I'm going into the mindset tonight is this list, I'm using it as a recommendation list. And then over the Christmas
Okay.
holidays, I might dive into a few. And
Yep.
yeah,
Well,
I'm a big
the,
proponent of older TV and rewatching it personally.
yeah. Well, I was just going to say, in my opinion anyway, take that for what it's worth. The Paper, which is the spin-off of The Office, was a good watch. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, definitely. Oh man, I'm obsessed with it, so I'll definitely watch it.
Um, but I forgot about it, and it's not on my list, so that's all we'll talk about. First on my list for the best shows that I watched of 2025. Now, um, I think all of these came out this year. I'm just trying to think. There
So
may be,
all came out or a continuation of this year, like new season.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. If there's one here that didn't come out this year, I'll let you know. But I'm pretty sure they all did. So, all right, we're good to go. So, the first one, let's just do this, is American Prime Evil. Have you heard about this one at all?
I did hear about it. predominantly because I watched a lot of Friday Night Lights growing up, and Taylor Kitsch was a big actor in that, so his name rings a bell. Don't know what it's about though. Never dived too deep into it.
So Taylor Kitsch
Taylor,
has
sorry,
got,
not Tyler. Yeah.
Taylor has gotten a really bad rap in Hollywood because I don't know what came first, but he made that John Carter movie
Mhm.
and that bombed. Then he made
Uh, Mars, yeah, the John, yeah.
John Carter of Mars, right? Then he
Mhm.
made that boat action movie as well. I can't
Battleship,
think of. Yeah, was it Battleship? Yeah, okay. Let's just say it
yeah,
was
with
Battleship.
Rihanna and
Yeah, that's it.
some other,
That's
yeah.
it. So he made a couple of movies that bombed. And for some reason in Hollywood, if you are a star in bombed movies, then you're considered a shit actor, which is horrible because that is not the case at all. There are so many different factors to it. But anyway, Taylor Kitsch has been downgraded as an actor in Hollywood when he really shouldn't have been. And this is a show that he stars in where it's set in either the late 1800s or the early 1900s. And it's cowboys, it's Indians, it's all of that sort of stuff, right? And it's a drama show. But the not only him, but the lead female in it, which hang on a minute, I've got IMDb here. American Primeval. One sec. Betty Gilpin, is that her name? That's the
Yeah, I
first
can
film.
see it. She's the co-main, I'm assuming, with
It is,
based off the
yeah.
poster.
She
I
is
might bring up
absolutely.
IMDb myself. Sorry, mate.
That's all
I'm
right.
talking to myself.
She is absolutely freaking brilliant, man. And other people might know her from the female wrestling TV show they did recently. It was also a drama based on the women of. It was called Glow.
Yes.
Gorgeous ladies of wrestling.
Yep.
She
It,
was also in Nurse Jackie as well. And she's just a great actress, man. Aussieverse is a great show. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you very much. Anyway, so this was absolutely top talent, top budget, top, cinematography and all of that sort of jazz, right? It was just a beautiful freaking show, man. It was about a woman that is trying that after losing, well, her husband has traveled he said he's going away for like a couple of years to find them a better life, as it is back then. And she's waited long enough, and she takes her little son and she tries to traverse the American countryside. And on the American countryside is aliens, is Indians and um, and just bad people. And it's a really hardcore story about a mother trying to survive with their child. And on top of that, Taylor Kitsch is the guy that takes her across and has all these fights. And there is a bunch of other actors that are in it that are fantastic. Like, for example, this guy from Sons of Anarchy. He is just one of the best actors I've ever seen in my life. And he plays a religious leader of a faction of like Christians or whatever. And he's just absolutely fantastic, man. And it's violent and it's freaking sick, man. And it's a mini series and it was like either 8 to 10 episodes and it was just brilliant.
it definitely sounds good. So when you say, do you mean like frontier, around the frontier times when
Yeah,
you? Oh,
yeah,
okay, yeah.
yeah.
I'm just looking at the actors in it now. I'm trying to figure
If
out
you're a
which one from
fan,
Sons.
if you're a fan of cowboys and Indians and old history and um, the American outlaw out west, it was just a brilliant TV show, man. Really, really good, man. And you get invested in it really, really quickly. And every actor in it is superb.
It's a good cast by the looks of it. Yeah, I'll add it to the list for sure. Looks good.
Good work. Next, have you heard of the show Landman?
Yes,
So
only
Landman,
through like Facebook Shorts, like that. You know, when TV they clip certain parts, and it's shown some very interesting Billy Bob moments, which I'm a fan
yeah,
of.
yeah. So this is in its second season, which debuted recently, and it has Billy Bob Thornton. The second season has Andy Garcia. Demi Moore was in the first season, but she didn't have that big a role. But where in the second season she has a way larger role. So obviously the acting in this is just outstanding. It's
Oh,
about the
Ali Lada. Yeah.
Ali Lada. Who's that?
Ali, sorry. The
Who's that?
actress. She plays Angela.
Is that the blonde woman on the left?
Yes, yeah, she's been in I believe Heroes a while back.
Oh, was she in Heroes? See,
I
I
from
remembered
memory,
her.
I could be wrong.
I don't remember her in Heroes, but I remember her as a teenager in Final Destination.
Oh wow, okay. She's
And
in
I haven't
Entourage too.
seen her. Oh, see, according to my memory, I haven't seen her since Final Destination. And here she is, a full grown woman. And dude, she is brilliant. She is absolutely brilliant. If you're a fan of Yellowstone,
Hmm.
um, maybe a bit of Breaking Bad, this is your show, man. So this is about the oil industry. And Billy Bob Thornton is like the second in charge to the biggest oil company in the world. And it's got, you got the mafia and other, and it's just, it's really, really phenomenal, man. It delves into Billy Bob Thornton's personal life as well as other characters in the show. Basically, it's about the real story anyway, behind the current people that are in charge of the oil industry, and I love it, man. I love it. And I've only watched the first 2 episodes of season 2, but that's enough to put it on this list.
I did see a really cool part that got my attention. He was talking to. They threatened to blow up one of the oil rigs. I'm assuming. I'm pretty sure it was someone from the mafia
Yeah,
or one of the cartels. And mate, Billy Bob, when he's in the role and it suits him, he's great.
yeah. He's always great
Again,
though, man. Everything, isn't he?
and again, that's what we spoke about. It's that star power, bringing it to a
Yeah,
TV show because they're good enough to carry everything.
yeah, exactly right. I mean, you got Andy Garcia, Demi Moore, um, Billy Bob Thornton. Trying to think if there's anyone else. There's, how you've got like your second tier actors that aren't A-listers, but you know them from a lot of other things. You've got a few people like that. And you know what's really, really hilarious about this? Billy Bob Thornton, for all purposes, is a millionaire, right? But he doesn't live his life like he's a millionaire. All he wants is just a happy fucking easy life. But the woman on the left of this poster, the girl from Final Destination, is such a piece of work while at the same time being so loving and so caring. And they've had a daughter, and the daughter is like her mother, which when you look at from a bird's eye view, you would judge these women for what they are, which is, gorgeous girls that may act like a bit of an airhead, and you judge them for just being like these cheerleading girls that are, whatever, right? But then you see this other side to them, and these girls, these women are so smart, man. And it's so funny how they write some of these scenes where these girls just get the upper hand on these guys, and it's brilliant. It's so cool, man. Plus, Billy Bob Thornton being the dad, he's got such a good relationship with his daughter that the daughter will say things to her father that no daughter should ever say. Like, for example, when me and my boyfriend finish in the bedroom, I just let him go. I just let him finish wherever he wants, And then Billy Bob was like, I don't want to hear this. I don't want to know this. Shut the hell up. Here's some money and go away,
I just while you were talking, then you made the reference that it's similar to Yellowstone. So
Yeah.
I just had a quick look, and Taylor Sheridan, he's the writer, is
Yeah,
actually the
that's right.
writer and the actor in Yellowstone.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you
So,
I couldn't
and
remember his name.
yeah, I was just sorry if I went a bit quiet. I was just because I knew I've seen more of that show than I thought,
Yeah.
and I knew there was crossover, so I sort of just done a little bit of a dive into it.
Well, it's absolutely brilliant, man. And what else is good is that his son, who, for all accounts and purposes, unless I'm missing something, you know, like there's no need for him to be the way that he is, but he's such a kind person and so smart that he ends up finding an oil rig that produces like you wouldn't believe, right? And there's so much more to it than that. I don't want to spoil it, but it's so good.
Yeah.
All
I've
right,
I've heard good things as well. So
number 3
another
on the
one,
list. I would be remiss to not put down Daredevil Born Again, right?
of course,
Did you see it?
of course, day one.
And
Yeah.
what do you
I
think?
enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much so.
Yeah.
Um,
Wouldn't
trying
make
to
your
work
list, though?
out. Yeah, definitely. As I say, I was pretty limited in what I watched, and any comic book show that goes goes as well as this one did goes straight to near the top. Um, I won't go into the storyline and that sort of thing, but it
Yep.
was enjoyable. I was trying to piece together where they're pulling the elements of the storyline from, and I think I picked about 3 or 4 different story arcs. But
Yep.
great,
For
and I'm
life. Yep.
so glad they got Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio back.
So it's one of those things, right, in my opinion, where it's so easy to criticize because I think there's a major difference that many people don't talk about, and it's very hard to explain when you've got your trolls online that just want to bitch and complain. And then you've got the people that I like to think I am, where I'll complain at the start, but then give it a few days, like John Cena's retirement, like you and I have spoken about, and I'll see a different side and go, you know what? I actually sort of get why they did what they did. Um, and even if you disagree with it, you can sort of still see where they're going with it. And the point that I'm getting at is that I remember the opening scene was so cool. We got to see Daredevil in all of his action and all that sort of shit. But then for so much after that, there was no Daredevil. And I was hating that because I want to see Daredevil, right? I want to see my comic book, person on screen. But
Mhm.
when you let it breathe after a while and you look back on it as well, you're like, well, it didn't fit the storyline to have Daredevil. That's why there was so much Matt Murdock. Either way, even if it wasn't that good, it's still going to be on my top shows, man, because how amazing is it that this even got made after all of that Netflix, Disney, all of the drama? We finally got one of the characters back, and we know that in the next season, Jessica Jones, I think there might be more, but at least Jessica Jones is coming back as well. This is freaking incredible, man. And not only that, but it's now canonized in the MCU because he was in the Spider-Man movie, right? It's just wow. Like I'm so happy that this exists.
It leads into that thing, like when we're so invested, and we're comic book guys. It is
Yeah,
what it is. And when we see our heroes growing up and the characters we've read for years and what we've built them up in to be in our heads, very rarely does it ever hit a home run. It can be the best thing ever made, and it still doesn't live up to our expectations because we'll always find something to whinge about.
that's right.
And the simple
That's right.
fact is, you can't translate a comic book perfectly to the screen. Different mediums, but
Mhm.
big but, this was as close as anything I've seen when it comes to that transition. I loved it. I don't
Yeah.
watch the pre-series reviews and hype and try to stay away from all the spoilers, and I try to enjoy something for what it is. This was great. And they have to flesh out the characters behind the masks, just like they did with Kingpin in previous seasons, and they did with Vanessa quite a lot in this season, and
Well,
Bullseye
look,
to a degree.
to this day, I still will stand by the fact that Vincent D'Onofrio is the best Marvel villain on screen, bar none. That's what
100%,
I think.
hands down.
Yeah, you agree? Okay.
Yep.
He is, you know, this character of the Kingpin, like as much as I want to see new characters on screen, because there's so many other Spider-Man villains I want to see, I'm never going to complain no matter how much Kingpin we get as long as it's him.
Yep, definitely agree with
You know?
that. Kingpin was always the puppet master. He was always the one pulling the strings, and he's such a larger than life character.
He's just
It was
amazing.
it was almost impossible to translate that to TV, but
Yeah.
he did it. He crushed it. Like, that's the role of a lifetime, in my opinion, for Vincent D'Onofrio.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You may not even know, but it was interesting the choice they went with the progression of Vanessa, where Vanessa had now come into her own and had run the organization and blah blah blah.
Mhm.
As far as I remember in the comics, that was never a thing. She was
Well,
always wanting out and
well,
arguing
I
against the fact.
sort of remember a storyline a while back when there was I can't remember the name of the family, but there was a character, Silvermane. He was like another
Yes.
crime boss.
Yeah, yeah,
And I'm sure there was an overlap in that sort of thing. It kind of left the void. And it was around the time the Rose got introduced.
yep.
And I think there was a little bit of a power struggle. And I think Vanessa played a hand in that.
Okay.
And that's
So I
why
think what
I
you're talking
think
about is in the name of the Rose storyline around
just
that era.
before that, just before that, was
Okay.
it Death of the Kingpin or
Okay.
something?
Yeah. Well,
Look,
still,
don't quote me. I've read that many comics, I can't remember what's going on.
yeah, yeah. I mean, either way, man, you could make this completely crap and it would still be on my 2025 best of. I'm just
Hmm.
biased, this is my list and that's the way it is. Moving on.
Hey, yep.
Going from American Primeval to 1923. Have you heard about this one?
Yeah, my partner's watching it at the moment.
Oh, really?
I haven't finished Yellowstone,
Yep.
and I keep hearing about this. But yeah, again, because I haven't finished Yellowstone, I haven't gone into any of the prequels.
Okay. Well, I won't spoil anything for you. With this one, so obviously you have Yellowstone. You then had, I can't remember the year of the first spin-off, like 1778 or something, right? Um, and that was one season, a mini series, and that was freaking sick, man. That was great. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've seen it. I haven't seen that show, sorry, but I've seen that prequel series.
Sorry,
I
you have
do
seen
know.
it? You
No, sorry, I wasn't very clear then. I have seen it on Stan, but I haven't
Yeah.
actually watched it.
Okay. Well, that only went for one season, right? And it was just amazing. I freaking loved it, right? Then they released the second spin-off, which was 1923. And this one, as you can see, stars Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren. Now, this year, they came out with the second season of 1923. And, what can I
Okay.
say, man? It's obviously based in 1923, and it's before Yellowstone, and it's you don't really have to have seen Yellowstone at all to enjoy this show. But it's basically
Okay.
about a family trying to keep their ranch, trying to keep their land from multiple different enemies. And it might sound simple, but it's not. And there is so much more to it. And I highly OmniBeau recommend 1923. Oh,
Stamp of
Justin
approval.
Lawrence. Why? Why?
Wow.
I think Daredevil. Hang on, what's going on with my screen here? I'm freezing. Here you go. I think Daredevil Born Again first time around. Second time around, I hated it, but loved the first 3 seasons, and they still hold up. Okay, fair enough.
Don't watch it a fourth time. Just leave it
Um,
at loved.
it ends wrong. Okay.
So
I know what you mean.
has it finished like the 2 seasons and it's done, or
It could end, but
okay?
it could be a third one as well. Yeah,
I
but
have to admit
you
it
know,
is a pet hate of mine when with TV because sometimes they don't get renewed till later in the season and that sort of thing. When there's no clear ending. And it's like, oh, we only planned for 3 seasons, but the studio wants it to go for 5. So now we're just adding extra stuff for the sake of it.
well, that's why these days with Netflix shows, especially, unless it's a big budget thing that I really, really want to see, um, I will usually wait until at least there's 2 or 3 seasons before starting it.
Yep, smart.
Just because I've been disappointed like that so many times, and it effing sucks, man, when shit like that happens, and it just ends, and there's a cliffhanger, dude. Like it kills
Heroes.
me, man. I think was that?
Heroes. That's what they did with Heroes.
I think Jupiter's Legacy was my final stop, my final. I watched that and I loved it, and then they cancelled it after 1 season, and I went, "That's it, I'm done."
Yep. Firefly.
Could have extended longer, but cut it off after 2. Oh, so it is over, is it? Okay. No third bow. Okay, yeah. All right. Well, then it is 2 seasons. Yeah, most Netflix only do 1 season. Yeah. Well, still, I really loved it, and it was great.
Look, I'd rather 1 season of a show I love than 2 seasons of a mediocre show.
Yeah. And you know what, man? If you've got a bit of a romantic bone in your body, there's a love story in 1923 that is, dude, like, oh,
You know how
man.
long I've been waiting for a Helen Mirren love scene?
All right, moving on. Have you heard of a TV show called You?
Yes.
So this ended this year, and I was dying for this season because I was such a huge fan of this show, man. And I couldn't wait for the last season. I'm guessing you haven't seen it?
No, so I've watched it up until the point when he goes to England. I think that's the season just before this. And he gets, I won't ruin it, but he gets in with the
Okay, yeah.
aristocrat crowd. And there's a
That's right.
librarian, I
Yes.
think. I won't. I'm
That's
trying to
right.
be
Yep.
as vague as I can. I'm pretty sure that's the season before this one, so I haven't dived into it just yet.
So, for those that don't know what this is about a individual male in the middle of this picture that is a bit of a is a psycho because he will fall in love with a woman instantly and obsess about that woman and convince himself that every single thing that's happening around him is 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 showing him that he should be with that woman when in reality that's not really what's happening. And the funny thing about this show, I think it was the 5th season that ended it. I could be wrong, but
I believe so. Yep.
the funny thing about this journey that you take with this psychopath is that in the first season, he's a psycho that you're rooting for the girl that he's in a relationship with. But then by the second and third season, because of the way it's written, you then start sympathizing with him and he becomes the hero of this story. And by the time it ends in the 5th season, you've then come back full circle and you realize how psycho he actually is, and you're not on his side anymore. And oh my God, I love this show so much, man. It was
Mm-hmm.
absolutely brilliant. There's some people that say they don't like it after I think maybe season 3, when one chapter ends and another one starts.
Yep.
But oh, dude, I just loved it, man. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. And I was so sad to see it end, but it ended well. It ended well.
Okay. You know, I sort of, with all the content I watch, and I sort of forgot, but as you were talking, it's bringing back memories. And I remember in the first season, his obsession with books and how his bindings for books and how he used to fix older books and refix the spines and all that. And it just reminded me of a certain person in the Aussieverse who does things like that. So I won't mention their name. He knows who he is, but I've got my eye on you, mate.
Yeah, it's funny that. All right.
But yeah, great show. Highly recommend watching it. Characters are extremely well written. Yeah, as you said, the characters are so complex. You at times you lose track of who you're actually rooting for.
Yeah.
And yeah, definitely recommend.
So hang on. It sounds like you've seen, but not all of it.
Yeah, I've watched up to the part where he goes to England and he
Yep.
falls in with that crowd over there, and the
Right. Okay.
librarian, he meets the librarian, and I've gone through the first with the cupcakes and all that, so I won't go into it, but
Okay.
I've gone through all that.
Okay. We need to
And
finish it
yeah,
now.
right. Yeah, I know. This is what I do. I procrastinate, and my ADD kicks in, and I don't finish things. That's me.
Tulsa King and Lioness, I have heard good things about. They're
Tulsa
on my
King,
list.
yes, recommend.
Yeah, okay.
If you
They're,
can
they're,
get past Sylvester Stallone playing Sylvester Stallone
they're
in another
on
Sylvester
my list.
Stallone show.
Yeah, I can. He's old enough now. Let's go. My favorite movie has nurses. Nurse Jackie's over, so I don't know what show you're referring to.
I went
Silent
somewhere else
Hill.
with that.
So, all
Silent
right.
Hill.
Next up on the list, what do we have here? You was the last one. Okay. Here we go. We have The Patient. Have you heard of this one?
No, I haven't. I'm trying to work out who that actor is.
That's the guy from The Office. That's
Sorry, I'm on
Michael.
my iPhone again. Which
That's
guy from The
Michael from
Office? That
Michael.
that's Steve Carell.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah, man.
I'm intrigued.
Scrubs. Um, so okay. So this movie, sorry, TV show. Hang on, where are we? Here we go. The Patient. You've got Steve Carell, right, who is a shrink, a psychiatrist, right? And he deals with a few different patients, and the other lead actor is also the same lead actor in The Paper, the spin-off of The Office, funny enough. And this actor, I've only ever seen him always play an asshole. He's always a real weirdo, right? And in this show, he's the same. Where in The Paper, he's actually a normal person. Hang on, let me just look it up. Here we go. Oh, come on, where's the actors? Here we go. Domhnall Gleeson.
Yeah, I'm just reading about him. It's I know the surname Brendan, and it's Brendan Gleeson's son.
Oh, who's Brendan Gleeson?
So mate, as soon as you've seen him in 1,000 movies, old school Irish actor. He's been in geez, I can't remember. He's been in everything.
Okay.
But as
Well,
soon as you see a picture of him, you 100% will know who his dad is.
well, Steve Carell is a psychiatrist, and that other actor is a psychopath. And he walks into the shrink's office and he says, I'm a psychopath. I want to kill people and I don't want to kill people. And I need help and I want you to fix me. And Steve Carell freaks, like he's like, and it's not going to spoil anything if I say that, because it's a mini series. It only went for one season. But he kidnaps him and he takes him to his home, and he basically says, you're now going to be my live-in shrink and you're not going anywhere until I'm fixed.
So I was just looking at this. I thought I heard about this a while back. This didn't come out this year.
It didn't. I
No,
thought it did.
came out. No, this came out in 2022.
Really?
Yeah, I'm just looking at it now. Yeah, so
Wow.
the episode 9, Dr. Strauss,
Hang on, I'm looking it
is
up
that
as
his
well.
name?
I think so.
Yeah, it's Tuesday, October 18, 2022. Anyway, it doesn't
Wow.
matter. You watched it this year, and I'm going to watch it
Yeah, I
this year
watched it
because it's
this
very
year.
interesting.
Yeah, and it's great, man. Because obviously, there's a little bit in the show where like he thinks he can fix him. Then there's a little bit in the show where he's scared. Then there's a little bit in the show where you see just how much of a psycho the guy really is. And then the end, there's a twist, and it's really well done, man. It's really well done. And yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Look, I'm a fan of your psychological sort of, not thrillers, but your psychological dramas because
I think it
I
was
enjoy that.
it was a thriller drama, I would have to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Um,
look, I like Steve
what else is it?
Carell, and I love it when you get your comedic actors branching out
Yeah.
and
So
doing more serious roles, except for Jim Carrey's. We won't go into that either. But
I don't think Jim Carrey in straight movie. Have you seen Mobland?
yes, I didn't finish it. I'm pretty sure again my ADD kicked in and I procrastinated and didn't watch the last episode.
I haven't seen it.
Great show though, very very well written. Tom Hardy,
Okay.
great actor. Love Tom Hardy.
Uh,
It's also got Pierce Brosnan, I think, from memory.
oh, okay. Next up, we have.
Sorry if I keep hitting mute if it keeps popping up on your screen. I got the kids running in and out.
No, man, you're all good. Murderbot. You heard of this one?
No. Interested, but no.
Do you recognize that face?
I do. I'm just trying to place it.
So that's one of the Skarsgård children.
Yeah, was that Tarzan?
Yes.
Yeah, thought so.
Yep. So
or was it the one that was in True Blood? Or are they the same person? Okay,
same
yeah,
person.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So he's a guy that's tried to branch out into the movies, and he's had a little bit of success. And for whatever reason, it hasn't really gotten there, but I think he's really good. And in this TV show, which has been renewed for a second season, this is a comedy future 30-minute TV show. And it's about a robot, which he is, that's broken his programming. And he can kill anybody that he wants now. But really, he just wants to watch his TV shows that he's downloaded from the internet. And basically, he's forced to go on this mission with this crew that want to take samples from a planet. And he's meant to, protect them and all that. And he just thinks they're all a bunch of dickheads. And he doesn't want to help them, but he does. And, you get a TV show within a TV show, which is the TV show that he's watching, which is great because it has a couple of good actors in it that you'd know, which is hilarious. And it's a stupid but good, funny TV show. And when you're watching TV shows that are always about an hour long, to have a show on your list that's only about half an hour that you can knock out,
Yes, definitely. And that's the thing. There is those different time of day that you want to watch a different style of TV show. Like I know, for instance, I don't want to be in bed on my iPad watching something where I got to really switch on. Sometimes I like those shows like The Office and those sort of half an hour shows where you can just throw it on, minimal thinking, which is good for me because I don't like thinking too much. And then just enjoy it for what it is. And I was just looking through it and you know what, it sounds right up my alley as well. I just want to be left alone so I can watch my shows and not deal with people as well. So I it resonates.
Yeah. It's totally reminded me of another TV show that I literally just finished yesterday that I've been addicted to. But in the meantime, I'm going to get a picture of it. What's the best show that you've seen this year, your personal one?
Including back catalogue?
Anything that you've just happened to have watched this year that you think is the best thing that you've seen.
Look, I some of the shows that I watch, I wouldn't throw up there as being the best of. I was watching Power. I've been invested in that for years now, and it's finally coming to an end, and it's a struggle, but I'll still watch it.
Yep.
I'm a big, I love The Sopranos, I love The Wire. So if I can get anything that's gang related or crime related, I'm all in.
Okay.
They are a pain, but yeah, Power I've watched. I watched my sitcoms. I've tried a few and turned them off after the pilot, like that stupid show with the bloke from New Girl and Cedric the Entertainer.
No,
it's like an old school 2-camera. It's terrible. Don't bother. I don't even know the name of it. It's shocking. But I always give something a go.
You know what's one that I haven't seen the second season of yet? so I don't know if it's any good. But I really enjoyed the first season. The second season just came out. What's the show with the guy? Falcon from Avengers, the black guy.
Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal. The second season
Yeah,
of that came out.
yeah, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, no, neither have
Um,
I.
but I do know it because it's got a actress in it from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. She plays Rosa, and I'm a fan. I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's one of those stupid half an hour sitcoms, and she's in it, and Anthony Mackie. So it's something on the list
Yeah.
to watch.
Well, the other TV show I was just brought to my attention that I just got the picture of now. Like I said, I just finished it yesterday, and I was addicted. So it went for 3 seasons, and initially when it starts, and for most of, like, I guess the first season, and every season's only about 8 or 10 episodes, and they're 30 minutes each. Um, it is a bit stupid comedy, right? And if you've had a few beers and you're at night and you want to watch something that just makes you laugh, it's a good laugh. But then in the second season, like, don't get me wrong, it's still funny throughout the whole thing. But the second season just goes in a direction that I was really impressed with. And I've just found myself then becoming addicted to it until I couldn't get enough of it until I just finished it. And that's a show that didn't come out this year, but I did watch it. And it's Future Man. Have you heard of this at all?
No, I haven't. I've seen the actor. He was in Hunger Games and that. But no, I'm
Yeah.
not familiar with this.
So this is, it sounds like, it's been done before, but it's about people from the future that are facing a war. They create a video game and bring it to the past, and whoever clocks the game becomes the messiah for the war in the future, right? And that's how it starts. Um,
Okay.
but it's so dumb. Like, the guy is, doing something to himself at home, and when they first come from the future, so it's that kind of humor, right? But once it gets past that, it's really well done. And the guy in it that really impressed me, the one on the right there, that's the guy from The Boys, Tech Jacket, or what's his name? Um, the smart
Oh, the
superhero.
guy with the basement with all of his paraphernalia.
That's right.
And the,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. Yeah. Twisted Metal. That was it. Book of Tommy. What's that?
no, that's the
Fallout. Yeah, man.
I haven't watched Pet Fallout. Book of Tommy's the spin-off for Power that I was alluding to. I just
Okay.
couldn't
Okay.
remember the name to it. That reminds
Fallout.
me, that show Future Man you mentioned. Another show I
Yeah.
did watch this year was it's an older show, but I just discovered it was Mythic Quest.
Yeah. So I saw an episode, maybe, but because it was on Apple, I
Mhm.
didn't keep watching. But I've heard it's good. Yeah. It's ended, hasn't it?
I don't know. I watched the first season, and because I played WoW and all that growing up, and
Yeah.
that's what it's a parody of, obviously. And I'm one of those rare few in the world who haven't watched It's Always Sunny.
Yeah. Oh,
But
dude.
I did see.
That
I
shit.
know, I know, I know. I don't know why I haven't. And then I was watching the Wrexham FC, the soccer, where Ryan Reynolds and that actor buy the soccer
Yeah.
team over in Wales, and
Yeah.
it's the same guy who created Mythic Quest. So it
Yeah.
was just a
Yeah.
natural progression to watch that, and it was
And you
great.
haven't
I loved it.
and you haven't seen it Sunny in Philadelphia.
I've seen a few episodes, like a few things where they the bar, and I won't go into
It's
it, but
amazing.
yeah, I've
It's amazing.
I've seen a lot, and I like the actors. It's just when you come into something at the ground level and it's already 8 or 9 seasons in, and I'm just like, oh, am I in for the long run?
Yeah,
It's a
but some
huge
seasons are
investment.
pretty short. Some seasons are pretty short.
Okay. Hey, I've
Yeah,
watched One Piece, the anime, and it's like 10 million episodes long, so I can't really complain too much.
yeah, exactly. Fallout second season just started. Haven't seen it yet.
Hmm.
Um, There's 3 branch off from power. There you go. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm
So
sure you
just
covered
I've got a
that.
question for Justin. Which one would you say is the most enjoyable, Justin? I actually like the Tariq one personally, but I teach their own.
Biggie Shack. Nice to see you, man. Thanks for joining. Is that the 69 joke? Sorry, I don't remember what that's referencing. That's good for a season and a half, then it's crap. Well, man, sorry I'm not up to date with the comments. Have a good one. See you, dude.
See you, mate.
All right, moving on. Where are we up to? Untamed. There we go. Have you heard of this one?
So yeah, I have. It's I believe the serial killer in like the American. What's his name? It's a well-known actor too. The lead.
Eric Banner.
That's it. Eric Bana. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chopper.
So it's Eric Banner going back to his hometown, basically trying to solve a bunch of murders, and
Mm.
because that's his hometown, there's obviously demons in his past, and where the story goes, and it's a bit of a whodunit as well. Could it be a little supernatural as well, possibly?
Mm-hmm.
It goes in a few different directions, but then it ends really well, and it's actually been they're going to make a second season, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, look, I'm a fan of Eric Bana. I haven't yet. True Detective, cool. True Detective's in a league of its own there. But yeah, I've I love Eric Bana. I've seen him do a ton of roles, and it reminds me of that. I can't remember a movie he was in a while back where I think it was in New York, and he was a detective, and there was a bit of like a church supernatural
No,
thing
I don't remember it.
happening. It's old now, but yeah, he's when he's on, he's on. He just needs
Oh
that
yeah,
part written for him.
I'm really hoping that with the whole Secret Wars and stuff, we get him coming into it somehow. Like just even if it's a cameo, you know what I mean? I'd love that.
I wouldn't hold my breath, but I'd like to see it. Deliver Us from Evil, that's the one.
Good work, Wayne. Bloody brilliant. I love
I'm
it when
glad the
people get in.
chat's on fire tonight because I'm not firing on all cylinders, that's for sure.
Next, we have one that, man, if this was a book, I couldn't put down. I had to watch this as quickly and as much as I could because I was addicted. And like shows like this, man, like, I'm a big, this is all drama, the show that I'm about to talk about, right? But, oh, hang on. But, I'm a big fantasy guy. I love, my dragons and, like all sorts of stuff. But when you get a
Mm-hmm.
show, that is just so real, like I guess a little bit of Breaking Bad, a lot of Ozark. Did you ever watch Ozark?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. Anyway, look, this show just had me on the edge of my seat the entire time, and I couldn't get enough of it. I couldn't wait to finish it, and once it ended, I was upset that it's over. And oh my god, it was just fucking amazing. And that's Black Rabbit. It was on Netflix.
I have heard
And
of it. It's the brothers.
yeah, man.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. It is on my watch list. My partner has watched it, and apparently at her work, that's all they're talking about and how good it is. And
Dude,
I can leave Jude Law, but Jason Bateman's great. I'll watch mostly anything that he's in.
this show, man, like oh my god, um
You're
it's
fangirling, mate. What's going on? It must be good.
yeah. Oh, dude, like it's about brothers, like first and foremost, and the love that two brothers have for each other and the lengths that they will go
Very
to.
loose term. I've got a brother, and I can't relate to that.
What these brothers, the lengths that they will go to protect each other and help each other. And there's a little bit of sort of mafia, um, illegal activity, drugs, money. But basically, it's about a guy, Jude Law, who is opening this restaurant, and it's the be all and end all of like New York. I don't even know if it's in New York, but and everybody, all celebrities and everything go to this restaurant, right? And his brother, Jason Bateman, is a guy that just brings nothing but badness to him, and he comes and visits, and the shit that happens, man, like it's just, oh
I
my
can
god,
relate. I can
oh
relate.
my,
Oh, it's sounding very very familiar.
oh my god, it's so good, man. Yes, 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 yes.
Good
I
good
love
shout.
that. So yes, you have to watch that, man. You have to
It
watch
sounds
Blockbuster.
like the sort of show I'd like, and as I said, I've heard good things. It's definitely at the top of the list, but now I'm trying to decide whether I start that or I watch Fallout.
Next up, we have The Girlfriend on Amazon Prime. So this girl on the right, what's her name? Hang on, I'm going to look it up. The Girlfriend. Hang on. The Girlfriend. Here we go.
I know the one on the left. She's from House of Cards, right?
Oh, that is not the same girlfriend. Um, Hang on.
Sorry, left, my left.
The Girlfriend.
Just be very careful what you Google around this term.
Oh, I mean IMDb. Here
Okay.
we go. Here we go. Here we go. I got it now. Olivia Cook. That's her. Okay, hang on a second. So this girl here, right? Do you know her? You there? Oh, hang on. You're
Oops,
muted for
sorry
some
about
reason.
yeah. Yeah, nah, sorry, that's because the kids are running in. No, I was just saying yeah, she's in Game of Thrones. House of whatever. What's that? The Game of Thrones spin-off.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, she's
Um,
great in that. She's the king's younger bride, best friend of the Targaryen chick. I don't know names in that show.
so I first noticed her in Bates Motel.
Okay.
Do you know that one?
I haven't seen it, but I do know about it.
Yeah, it's this TV show on Psycho, right? Um, and she was just great, and I loved her. And I've seen her in a couple of things since then. And I always thought she was going to be a star, and then she got the role for the Game of Thrones show, and I'm like, well, that's it, it's over. Like she's made it. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, Supergirl. Look, you'd expect them to go on,
yeah. And since then, she hasn't skyrocketed or anything, but she's continuously working. And when I saw the trailer for this and I saw that she was the lead, I was instantly um, uh, intrigued, right? And what it is, hang on, let me just go back to it.
Oh, she was in Ready Player One as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't remember her in that actually. Um,
Neither do I.
But what it is, right, is it's about a guy that simply brings his girlfriend home to meet his parents, and the mother doesn't like what she's seen, and the girlfriend holds her ground. And that leads into both of them acting very inappropriately to the matter of like illegal matters, and it's a drama.
Okay.
It's not. It's a drama. It's not a comedy. You know, while you're watching it, you don't know. For a while, when you're watching it, you're thinking to yourself that the girlfriend is a psycho bitch, but then you start watching it and think, hang on, no, it's the mum that's a psycho bitch, which is the girl, which is the woman on the left. And you're getting you're getting their points of view on what's going on, and you're left to think to yourself, hang on a minute, who do you agree with? And I think who you do agree with is interesting, but I really enjoyed it, and I think what attracted me to it is I was a big R.L. Stein fan when I was a kid, and one of his
who
books,
wasn't?
yeah, well, one of his books was The Girlfriend, and he had another one called The Boyfriend. And I just, it's such a simple title, and they've made a few movies called The Girlfriend, but whenever I've seen things like that, I instantly go, "Ooh, what's this?" And they're always usually about a psycho girlfriend, and they're always enjoyable. And anyway, I really liked it. No, it was not a threesome. I have the complete series of Animal Kingdom. Nice. To a good doctor. Yeah, exactly. Animal Kingdom, American, Aussie Watch, Aussieverse. Like Shameless. American. I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, I do. I've seen Animal Kingdom. The movie had Joel Edgerton, I believe. And then there was a series about like an Aussie crime family. It's quite good.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Okay. Next after this, we've only got a few more. Interview with the Vampire, baby. So,
Nope.
What's your thoughts on this before I say anything, dude?
Nope.
Nope. Not your thing?
Mate, the original movie, great. I just have this thing, very rarely will I go and watch a series made after something that didn't need to be remade. It's probably, I know Anne Rice is very popular with her Vampire Tales. I can't recall the name of Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt in their characters in the Interview with Vampire movie, but I just, yeah, it's not a thing for me. I just, it's just a personal preference. It could be great, but I don't like going and revisiting things where I feel that they didn't need to be made in the first place.
Fair enough.
Controversial, maybe, whatever, but that's just me.
So before I got so into comics and I would read books, one of the sagas that I would read is Anne Rice's vampire series, right?
Was that Queen of the Damned as well?
Yeah, which was a horrible movie. Horrible
Terrible
movie.
Aaliyah was in it, so it gets a point, but
it's a fantastic book, but it's a horrible. Anyway, Interview with the Vampire from memory, because it's been many, 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 many years. From memory is the second book in the series.
Yes. Yeah.
And the whole series, which is like, 10 books or more, for the majority is all about Lestat.
Correct.
Right? Which is the guy in the background. And which
that was Tom Cruise, I believe. Yep.
Yeah. Now, the Brad Pitt storyline, which is the other fella in the picture, is only a small snippet of the whole saga of Anne Rice's vampire story, right?
Yep. And we find the right actor and we expand it and we rewrite and we do all the stuff we have to do.
Now, I read Vampire Lestat, Interview with the Vampire, Queen of the Damned, Tale of the Body Thief. I think I read the first 5 or 6 books in this series. And even after that, I still continued to buy the books, but I never read them, right? But
Shocker.
it's because comics came around, right?
Yep. Yep.
Queen of the Damned filmed entirely in Queensland. Yeah, man, that's right.
Hmm.
Anyway, there is so much more to tell than what you saw in that Brad Pitt movie, right? Because as you know, in a movie, they cut a lot of stuff out. In a TV show, they flesh a lot of more out, right? And
Definitely.
the thing that I love about this TV show is not only is it expanding on so much, which really makes you enjoy the story a lot more as opposed to just that movie, but I'm only up to the end of season one. And by the time it gets to the fourth book, for example, because it goes in order of timeline, right? By the time it
Oh,
gets
it's
to the fourth,
chronological.
yeah. So by the time the fourth book or so comes around, it's set in like the grunge era where Nirvana's around and all that, right? And
Early
Lestat
90s, I think it was.
and Lestat becomes the lead singer of a band, and he like becomes this world famous grunge singer, and
Marries Courtney Love.
it's freaking awesome, man. And I saw the trailer that they're up to that in the second season, and I went, "That's it. I need to watch this now." So I went and I'm nearly done with the first season, and it's freaking sick, man. It is so
Okay.
good. Like I'm loving it, man. Like don't get me wrong, if you're not into, you know, a vampire telling, because like what I think's happening is that the first season is Interview with the Vampire, right? Which is the Brad Pitt movie. But after that, it goes away from that to the other books. So I
Okay.
don't, I think they've only called it Interview with the Vampire to try to sell the show.
Of course, to get the eyes on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Phoenix is supposed to be. Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
Christian
Anyway,
Slater. There's a name I haven't heard in a while.
so I'm loving it. Next up, do I say anything more about this?
Oh. What's
Not
there to
really,
say?
do I? Yeah,
Nah.
right?
Nah.
No. Okay, we haven't even finished it yet. We all know it's going to be up there. We know it's going to be brilliant. If you've seen the first part of the ending trilogy, then you know it's already off to a great start. Stranger Things is fantastic. That's all that needs to be said. Anything else, Troy?
Hit the nail in the head. I'd love to go in and talk about it, but spoilers. It's fairly recent, so I won't. But loving it. I've got some personal thoughts I won't air on
You're allowed
storyline
to.
things.
You're
Yeah, I
allowed
know,
to.
but I won't. I won't. We'll respect everyone. I won't say what I think they could have looked at, but
Okay.
or should have done or whatever. Like, what do I know? But I loved it. Great, sensational.
Okay. Next up, we have It. Welcome to Derry, baby. Have you been watching
Last
this one?
episode, no, because I know the last episode just came out, and I was waiting till it all finished. So, as I said, I've got 3 shows now. It's either Welcome to Derry, Fallout, or I think it was Black Rabbit that you mentioned. I got to decide tonight. So if the chat wants to
Fallout,
let me know,
Fallout, you can wait because only the first episode's out, isn't it?
I haven't looked to be honest at Amazon, but going off recent releases, I'd probably say yes. So that
Yeah.
one can go to the.
So
Let me
you
just
may
have a
as well
look while
do a
you talk.
show that you may as well do a show that's ended.
Yeah, Derry
Um,
Christmas.
what's great about this is that there's actually quite a bit that I missed, and for the first couple of episodes, I was like, "What's actually going on?" So I went to one of my favorite YouTube channels, Emergency Awesome, who does a breakdown on each episode, and he explains a bit to you. And when he does, you sort of like you're reminded about its powers and what exactly he is, and other things. And dude, it's freaking, I love it, man. It's so good.
So I was scrolling through Twitch last night, and I came across a guy dressed as a wizard. I don't know the connection. I'm getting there. And then he just started talking about this show. And then I'm like, okay, I am going to watch it at some point, but I just couldn't find myself able to just scroll off of the stream. And because it sounded so interesting. And then they were talking about potential time skips and all these other things that they might bring into it. And they're speculating. And I had no idea what they were talking about because I haven't seen it. But I've read it, the novel. Love the old Tim Curry.
Yeah.
Um, but I think it was a two-part movie back in the day on the VHS.
Yep.
I haven't seen the new ones because, again, I mentioned a bit earlier where I'm very hesitant to go and watch a remake when I feel the
Yeah.
original. But in this case, I do want to because I've heard nothing but good things.
Yeah. I
Have you?
remember.
Are you up to date?
Yeah. Yeah. I finished it and I loved it.
Okay.
When it comes to the movies, I remember I've only seen them both, the part one and part two, the new ones, once. And I remember really liking the first one, but the second one I was a bit iffy on. But I really need to
Okay.
watch them both again to really give a proper opinion.
Yeah, so I'm a huge Stephen King fan. I've got,
Yeah,
I've watched this
me
The
too.
Stand, Tommy Knockers,
Yes. Yes.
your Pet Cemetery, I love that stuff. And
Did you see the TV show that was based on like the Stephen King world? What was it called?
it's the TV show.
Yeah, it went
You're
for
not
like
talking about the Dark Tower.
no. It went
Okay.
for like 2 or 3 seasons. And it was set basically, you know how they say that Stephen King's world is all connected?
Yeah, I don't know about that because I read a Stephen King novel about cell phones, and if you answer it, they kill you. And I'm like, I don't think that is in the same realm as The Stand or
Well,
Tommy Knockers or.
in this TV show, it had a lot of things like, Shawshank and Derry oh
Okay.
man, what the hell was it called?
Is it
And it was
recent?
actually, yeah, it was like, like I said, it went for about 4 seasons, and it probably ended about 2 or 3 years ago. So,
Okay.
and it had some good actors in it, man, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it, and it was basically like, this town that had like all these weird things going on, and then like, you'd find out later that the next town would be Derry, or like the jail would be Shawshank, and that's when you realize this is a Stephen King world that this whole show is about. I just can't remember what the show was called.
That's right. I'm looking it up now while you're speaking. It wasn't the Institute, was it?
No,
Sorry, I'm just
look
The
up Stephen
Stand,
King TV shows.
The World of Stephen King,
No, The
Castle
Langoliers is a good movie, but no, not a
Castle
TV
Rock.
show.
No,
Castle Rock, was that it? Hang
that's a
on, that might have,
Ca-
yeah,
Castle
Castle
Rock's.
Rock. That's it.
Okay.
What's
Um,
the synopsis for Castle Rock? Hang on.
Castle Rock is an American supernatural horror television series adapted from Stephen King's fictional town of Castle Rock, Maine.
There you go.
First season
There you go.
starred, blah blah blah. Second season. Premise: Castle Rock combines a mythological scale and intimate character storytelling of King's best-loved works, weaving an epic saga of darkness and light played out on a few square miles of Maine woodland.
There you go. Yeah, Castle
Okay,
Rock.
interesting. I've never heard of it.
Yep. Well, you're
Mind
gonna put
you,
that
I
on the
have
list.
found a pattern of me never hearing of shows on Hulu for
Well,
some reason.
Hulu for Australia for a long time was Binge,
Yeah, I used to watch Binge and
but
back when
then
Game of Thrones and that was
Disney
on it, and
came.
then I switched to HBO Max
Yeah, yeah.
because
Ben, I
coming
just want
full
to say it's good to
circle,
see you, mate. I hope you're sticking around.
and just coming back to full circle, Entourage was on Binge, so I come all the way back to watch
Yeah,
Entourage again, and then
Yeah.
also some other shows I used to watch were on that. So, but no, this looks interesting. I'm just reading
Yep.
some
It's
of
pretty
it
good,
while you're
man.
speaking. So there's a few seasons.
Yep. There's three, I think.
Season one, season two. It looks like there may have only been two. 10
Okay.
episodes each season. Finished up in December 2019. Does it sound like the one?
Yep. That's it. All
Okay.
right. We've got
I won't.
four
I
left.
won't read it.
We've got four left.
Hmm.
The next show is one that kills me that I have to wait weekly because I am addicted to this show currently. It is about to end, I believe, because I've watched at least 7 episodes, and it's just freaking, oh God, I freaking love it, man. And it's Pluribus. Have you heard of that?
I've heard the term. Don't know if it related to this show.
Okay, well, it's, as you can see in the poster, made by the same people that did Breaking Bad, right?
I'm just pulling it up now while you're speaking.
Now, this woman in the poster, um, did you ever watch, first of all, did you watch Breaking Bad?
Of course. Yep.
Did you watch the spin-off Better Call Saul?
Um, to a point. I
Okay.
didn't watch it all,
Well,
but yeah.
his on and off again girlfriend, the lawyer, the blonde lawyer,
Yeah, I recognize the actress.
she's the lead in this. And what's happened in this is there's been a signal from space and they don't know what it is. And then all of a sudden it comes to Earth and it's some sort of, I don't know what you'd call it, like an alien or an alien virus or what, right? But it basically infects or takes over a person, and then that person just touches another person, and then that person's infected, and so on and so on and so on, until the whole world is taken over, and everybody is now this hive mind, and they all share the same thoughts and the same, everything, right? But they all retain their own individuality as well. But what's the twist is as well, what the twist is that everybody on the planet now is happy and is in peace. And all they want is for everybody else to be happy and in peace. Now, there are 11 people on the planet that has not been infected. And one of them is this woman, right? And this woman is somebody that you would relate to very, very easily. Like anybody would. And when you wake up in the morning and everybody is nice and pleasant to you, and you're like, what the hell's going on, right? And she works out that something's taken over the planet and she's trying to fix it. And the aliens, well, the hive mind, the humans, are turning around and being like, look, we're not here to harm you. We don't want anything bad for you. We just want you to be happy. You, for some reason, have something in your DNA that is not allowing you to be a part of our collective. But in the meantime, until we can work out how to fix that, in the meantime, we'll make your life as pleasant as possible. And there's a couple of people that are like, this is fantastic. I'm going to have my whores and my blow and my, and they live the life, where she is turning around and going, hang on a minute, this is not okay. This is the death of individuality. This is the death of the human race. And it's absolutely fascinating. And it's not a comedy. It has a bit of humor to it, but it's not a comedy. It's a drama. And it leaves me hanging on the end of my seat because you find out so much more about things that make you want to keep watching. And it's just, it's so good, man.
It sounds interesting. The way you were just describing it, not even related to that, but for some reason, the faculty. that old horror movie where the high school and the aliens come and they all,
Yeah.
get. For some reason, that's in my head. Nothing to do with
Yeah.
this show that you've just mentioned. And then I was thinking of Why the Last Man,
Yeah.
and I'm just thinking they got nothing to do with this show. This show sounds really a fresh take on a familiar
Yeah.
sort of setting,
And it's
and
funny, because at,
it's
at one
interesting.
point, at one point, she even gives shit to it herself. And she turns around to the aliens, humans, whatever, and she goes, "We've all seen this movie, the pod people. People get taken over. It never ends well. So don't try to convince me, which is good because it's like, yeah, you're right. We have seen this story before, but there's
Mm.
differences. Trust me."
It sounds like about the 11 people in the world who think absolutely Batman's not a good read, and everyone else is just trying to convince them to actually read it. But no, it sounds that's
Yeah.
it's very interesting. Is it a full drama? There's no comedy or anything. It's just a
Yeah, so it's like Breaking Bad, where it's a
okay,
drama, but there's a lot of parts that you laugh at.
like a dry sort of
Yeah,
well-written joke as opposed to a comedy.
yeah. Like for example, she goes to test the limits of how much these alien human are willing to make her happy, and she's
Mm.
sitting down with one of them, and she goes, "So what if you just get what if I wanted a gun? Would you give me a gun?" And he goes, "Yeah, sure." She goes, "Okay, what if I wanted a grenade? Would you give me a grenade?" And he goes, "Okay, yeah, sure." And then she goes, "Okay, what if I wanted a nuclear weapon? Would you give me a nuclear weapon?" And he turns around and he goes, "We wouldn't be happy about it, and we would advise against it. But if it's something that you felt you really needed, yes, we would give you that." And she goes, "But what about all the millions I would kill?" And it's just an incredible philosophy sort of conversation as well that happens in your brain
So,
when you're watching it.
so, so what's to stop her from saying the only way I'm going to be happy is if you guys leave?
Well, that gets addressed as well.
Okay, yeah, because that's what's come to my head straight away.
Yeah, yeah,
And then I'm just like, okay, so it's interesting. Yeah, it's got me. My mind. I haven't even seen the show, and I'm already ticking over in the brain what
she also
what like.
finds out. She also finds out that it's impossible for them to lie, right?
Ah,
Because
gotcha.
because they're so nice. They can't help but be nice, right? So, she'll ask them questions like, "How many other people in the world are there like me?" And they'll go, "There's 11." And she goes, "Okay, I want to meet all 11 of these people." And they organize a meeting. And anybody watching the TV show would assume that all she needs to do is talk to these 11 people and be like, "We need to save the world," and they'd all be on
Mm.
board. But what happens is different,
Well, it's a moral dilemma because I'm sure if you got 11 people in the real
Yeah,
world, I wouldn't mind people giving me everything I wanted,
yeah.
and
That's the thing.
and then
Exactly.
yeah, like yeah, it's interesting. I like those sort of thought provoking shows where you
Yeah.
know you. Oh, it's interesting, and that's Gilligan, is it?
Yep.
He's the same writer.
Yep.
Okay, he's a great writer, so this I could only imagine how good this is written.
Yeah. And you'd be right. Next up, I don't know how much needs to be said about this one.
Confession:
Haven't seen it?
haven't seen an alien movie. Full stop.
Oh, dude. Okay. Well, fair enough. If you're not an alien lover, then obviously you got no need to see this one. But if you
I
are,
want to. I want to be. I just haven't. I'm one of those rare people. Very rarely have I gone back to watch anything before I was born. I haven't seen Jaws. I haven't seen Back to the Future.
Oh my
I
God.
know. I know.
Stop,
I
stop,
don't know what it is.
stop, stop.
I want to watch it.
You're killing me. You're killing me. Hey, Lee, how you going, brother?
Hey, mate.
So
I've
look, this
heard
was
it's
actually
great.
really good.
I've heard it's sensational. I've got some mates that have watched it, and it's something I want to do. But it's the same as the Predator. I really want to watch them. I've researched where to start and what order and everything. But as I said, mate, I procrastinate and I do everything but the things that I want to do and watch.
Well, I reckon you could watch this without actually needing to watch any Alien movies.
I've seen Prometheus.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if it's got anything to do with this. I know it's in that sort of scope.
I wouldn't have recommended that as the one to watch to get into Aliens, but you know, I'm biased. It's like, you know, Spider-Man films, you know, even if it's crap, I'm still going to enjoy it. But what was good about this show is not only does it blow my mind with again, going back to the conversation about TV shows and their budgets these days, but being able to pull this off on a TV show and it expands on other alien races. One of them in particular that is so terrifying but so amazing at the same time. It's really, really well done. And
so it's
I
not just
can't
the
wait for more.
xenomorphs. There's other aliens in it.
Yeah.
Not just sorry, I don't know if I cut out, but I was saying so it's not just xenomorphs. It's there's other races.
Yeah. So there's
Okay.
So there's a ship that's collecting specimens.
Sounds like Battle World.
But yeah, man, I'd recommend that one. We've got two left. And before we do go there, let's have a word from our sponsor, Comic Book Aru, baby.
Comic Book Aru, proud sponsors of Aussieverse for all your comic book needs. Graphic novels, hardcovers, omnibuses, single issues. Don't forget to pre-order every Sunday at Comic Book Aru.
Alrighty, so the last two that we've got for you. Let me just find it. Where is it again? Here we go. Did you ever watch Dexter?
Yep, I watched it up until what's his name? The Zodiac, not the Zodiac. Sorry, the what's his name? The dude from Third Rock, from the Sun.
That's the fourth season.
Trinity, the Trinity.
Yeah,
I watched it up till then. I didn't really like where it was going too much, but I heard, and then obviously he got sick, and then I thought it was done.
Yeah.
And then, is this the one in the snow, or is that something completely different?
Yeah, so even I get a little confused now. So, okay, we had the original Dexter show that went for 4 or 5 seasons, right? And it ended in a way that a lot of people were unhappy with.
Is that because he was sick? They prematurely...
Oh, I don't know about the real life stuff. Yeah.
You do know what happened to the actor, right? He got. I'm pretty certain he got cancer, and I think.
Hang on a second. I'm going to prove this guy wrong right now. There you go, Lee. Hop on. Yeah, look, maybe, but the point is that in the storyline anyway, it ended in a way that we weren't happy with, right? And they ended up shockingly coming back years later with a new season that continued. So it showed what happened after that, which was great for people that didn't like how the original series ended. Then they made a prequel show that was also really, really good. And it was meant to get a second season, but it got cancelled. However, they then made Dexter Resurrection, which is the now new current one, which continues his adventures. And It's so good, man. It's so good.
Paramount's
Like, I
really,
love Dexter.
really pushing this character.
Oh, I love it, man. I love it. You know,
Look,
it's so good.
when it first came out, I loved it, and that first season was just unlike anything else that was on television because very rarely did we get those actors or those
Yeah.
series that were about a serial killer and we actually liked him. And I
Yeah.
think, as we spoke about earlier, this sort of set me up for that perspective of liking someone I shouldn't.
Yeah.
And then, it was such a well written show. And then the flashbacks with the dad and the sister and the crazy Asian sidekick detective guy. And I really enjoyed it. And then it just felt like it was dragging. And then I seen the spin off and then the real final season. And I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to hold out on this one because I don't know where they're going. Is it a
No,
cash
man.
in? Is it
I
a
loved it all. I loved it all.
Okay. So where would you rate this on the scale of some of the other shows we've discussed?
Um,
Just a good watch for a fan?
Look, yeah. Like, there's quality like Black Rabbit, that
Hmm.
one. That I think is just probably the best out of all of it. But then there's quality like Pluribus that is just freaking amazing as well. Ones like The Girlfriend are just good because you just get into the who's right, who's wrong.
Yeah, you want to see
Um,
how it plays out. You're invested.
yeah. Um, where you've also got your American Primeval and your 1923 that are just you can't argue with the quality of that either, man. And like all of these are really good, man. I don't know how to rate them.
It
In
sounds like a good year. It's a good year for television, that's for sure.
Yeah, man. And I just realized that was the last one, so that's it. That
Oh.
was it. Dexter's it.
Wow.
Yeah, man. But it's been fantastic, hasn't it, man? Like there has been so much better TV shows than movies, in my opinion, this year.
Yeah, I think with cinema, as we said, we're a little bit sort of over just the constant rehashing of similar ideas and it's like Hollywood knows what sells and they've got their popcorn flicks and it's just very same. Whereas I feel television, it's just a broader spectrum and they're willing to take more risks because they can change it on the fly. Whereas cinema's it's final. TV can evolve and you grow with it and you get adapted to the characters because you've been watching them for years and you get invested in it. And then when it ends, you're heartbroken. Like I cried when The Office ended, you know. But yeah, as you said, mate, television. I'm a huge fan of television. Probably not as much as it's led to believe with the amount of shows I haven't watched. But yeah, it's great year.
Well, let us know in the comments what your favorite shows were. Watched the same ones that I have, or have you watched completely different shows? Did you think the ones that I've liked have been really, really bad? Or do you agree and you've actually loved them? Let me know in the comments, please. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. And Merry effing Christmas. Troy, what is Aussieverse, brother?
For life.
For life.